Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 4 of Ragnarok Online. So today we have two objectives. One is that we're going to be trying to get to second job to become a wizard, and then we're also going to go to level 60, so base level 60, so that we can get the Eden final equipment. So after level 60, Eden is no longer going to help you, and that's the last set of equipments that they're going to give you. So I'm going to try to aim for that today. And before we start all of that, in episode 2, I mentioned how there are items dropped by monster which are unidentified. So today I'm going to go to Geffin's potion store and get a magnifier there. And I basically just want to showcase what it does and how you can use it. So potion store is right here, the tool dealer. There should be a magnifier right there for 40 centi. So I'm going to buy one. And it should be in your consumable. So in your consumable, just double click it and then pick whichever item you want to identify. So I'm going to click the mace, and here is the mace. So it's a level 1, well, it's a level 2 mace. But what I'm going to do is I just wanted to showcase what it is and how you can use those magnifier. But now I'm just going to sell it. It doesn't make a price difference between after you identified and before you identified. So now I'm going to get started on my job change. So there are two websites that are really important that I want to talk about, and one of them is basically used for checking markets, and I'm going to scroll to the page. So it's called Ragnarok, and Ragnarok is basically a website used to track all of the items that is currently in store sold by players. So for example, I'm searching for, let's say, strawberries. Okay, and I click strawberry, it'll tell me a list of store that's currently opened and where I can get them. So this one is in Payon and it's selling strawberries for 8,850. And then there are a couple of strawberry sellers in Frontera as well. And then this sign here is basically what's buying. So it's telling you where people are buying those items and how much they're buying it for. So this site is really useful if you're trying to get a specific item for your quest, because a lot of quests actually require items. And if you don't want to hunt for them, you can always go to this website and search for the item you want, and then you can basically buy whatever you want to buy. Another website is, it's similar to Wiki, but it's ratemyserver.net. And this is basically just like a database for Ragnarok. You can search all of the equipments and weapons, armors, all of those good stuff. And this site is actually better for quest database because if, let's say I wanted to go job change and I want to change to a wizard. So I see wizard, which is right here, and it's basically going to tell you exactly what to do with pictures on the top right corner, and it tells you what the item you need to collect. So I'm basically going to be following these guides while I record, so then you don't have to follow along, you could just go to the website yourself. But I will fast forward my job change because everyone's going to be doing the exact same thing, and I'm not going to skip through it though, because maybe some people want to know exactly what to do. But it will just be in a fast forwarded video. Okay, so to begin, we first need to go to Geffen, and we need to enter a tower in the center of Geffen. Okay, now that we're here, we're just going to go onto the second floor. And you have to keep going up onto the top of the tower. So we have arrived, and this is basically where you're going to become a wizard. So what I'm going to do is I'm first going to talk to a person here, which is called the Wizard's Guildsman. And what brings me here? I want to be a wizard. So it's going to ask you to do a series of quests, and it's going to give you some requirements. Do I want to apply now? Yes, I do. Okay, again, I forgot to add all of the skill points, so I'll be doing that, and then I'll start the quest, and I won't be talking throughout this. So just enjoy. So I just want to pause here and say, like, you see how I clicked into a waiting room and I'm basically just standing here doing nothing? It's because someone else is doing this quest. So if there is another person doing the job chain quest at the same time as you are, then you're gonna have to wait in line. Okay, so from the looks of it, I've completed the challenge, and now I just have to talk to the person. There we go. So my costume changed again, and it gave me 6 blue potion, and I recommend not using it. Just don't use the potion. So what happens after you job changes, they're gonna take off all of your equipments, and you're just gonna have to rewear them. Just don't forget that, because if you forget to wear your equipment and you start training and then you realize you don't have your equipment, then that'll be too late. Okay, so after we job change, you can see that in your skill, you actually have an additional tab which is called second. This is basically all of the second job skills, and your job level has reset it to job level 1. And basically, you could use whatever skill points you have from now on for both first and second job skills. But obviously, I would recommend not putting any more skills into the first job because you've already gotten everything that you need. So focus on the second job skills. And basically what I'm going to do now is I want to do the Eden quest, which is the level 41. Okay, so I'm here. So you do the exact same thing and you talk to the orange haired girl called Boya, and you're gonna have to join another training. So this time it's gonna say Conquer Orc Village, which is a place that we've been to before already. So I accepted the quest, and now I'm just gonna go back to Orc Village and accept the quest on that side. Okay, so we're back into the Orc Dungeon's house. So you just have to talk to this girl, and then this girl will basically tell you to do the exact same thing you've been doing for the edit quest. So there are 2 options here. You see how like when I click her, she actually heals me, and it's unlimited amount of time of heal. So one option is you can finish this quest and get the equipment, but the downside to that is she will no longer heal you. So like right now, she's only healing me because I'm in the middle of this edit quest. So there comes the option 2, which is you can train here ignoring this edit quest. So if you decide to train here, every time you're low on SP or HP, you can just come back to this house and click her to heal you. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take you to Orc Dungeon, which is just down the stairs of this house. And I'm basically going to be trading here in the Orc Dungeon until I am level 66, because these orcs are level 51. And these orcs are basically the best source of experience you can get at this level range. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to train here, get to level 66, and then I'm going to accept a new ending quest to get that final piece of equipment. So it's actually fine to skip the current ending quest because you will get better equipments anyways. Now I just wanted to say how this place is better than outside. Like you can see here, these zombies actually walk really slowly. So it's actually pretty good to train here because all it does is, you know, you can kite better than kiting outside because the actual goblin outside walks a lot faster than these guys, almost twice the speed. So look at the skill. It's a huge area of effect that any monster walks into that area is going to get touched by the storm. And when the storm touches it, it damages. And sometimes it freezes, but because these are zombies don't get frozen. So it's actually more beneficial to me because they take multiple hits. Because once they get frozen, they don't actually take any more hits from storm gusts. So another thing I want to mention is, notice how before I said that if monster attacks you, it cancels your skill? So look at this. If I'm gonna cast, let's say, Storm Gust in the middle of this, I'm basically almost dead, right? But let's say, like, do you see how, like, my cast didn't get cancelled? But instead, it still continued and it's attacking me, but my cast isn't cancelled. So what's the reason for that? So there are actually cards and equipments in this game. In this case, I have an accessory with a card called Fen Card. And Fen Card is basically saying that it increases cast time of my skills, but in exchange, my skill cannot be interrupted, and that's especially useful when you're getting mobbed, because if you have this, you can basically cast your skill in the middle of a mob, like what I'm doing right here, and it makes trading really easy because you won't get interrupted, so you don't have to run away. So while I was training here, uh, one of the person training here invited me to a guild. And so what a guild is basically just a group of people inside of the same group. So if you click your shortcut for guild, you can actually see like the name of the guild. And the purpose of guild is basically there are events in Ragnarok called the Guild Wars. And what that is you have a whole group of people, so the whole guild, fight against other guilds. And then if you are a strong guild, then you will be placed at the top of the ranking, and the flag of a whatever city that you fought against during the war will be the icon of your guild. And in this case, I joined this guild called the Misfit, a band of Misfit. And basically what this is just I actually have my own guild because they were so nice and they invited me, so I just decided to join. There's no benefit from joining a guild other than, you know, getting to know more people and the fact that you can join guild wars. But in the early stages, guild wars wouldn't be that applicable to us. Okay, and I have just gotten to level 68, and experience in the Orc Dungeon is starting to slow down pretty quickly. So what I'm gonna do is I need to find a new training spot. But before that, I want to get the new Eden quest where it's going to get the final set of equipment from Eden. Okay, so I'm back at Eden Group, and this time you're gonna be talking to the guy instead of the girl. So Instructor Yer is gonna ask you to do a quest again, and he's going to send you to a town called Comodo. So when you accept this quest around level 60 to 69, you will be sent to a specific quest. Now, I recommend doing this quest as soon as possible because if you're above level 69, you're going to be accepting a different type of quest, and they'll send you to do different tasks. So I would recommend doing this quest as soon as possible because this is going to give you the exact same equipment. So even if you do it at level 70, it will give you a harder quest, but it will give you the exact same equipment. So right now I accepted the quest and I'll be heading to Comodo. So again, Comodo can be reached by Prontera. So all I have to do is to teleport from Geffen to Prontera, and from Prontera I can teleport to Comodo. And from Prontera, all you have to do is to go to Kafra, which is right here, and teleport to Comodo, which costs 3,000 Zeni. So it's a little bit more because it's a little further away. And Comodo is basically a town where you train to become a bard or a dancer. So we're here to look for the Eden person who's gonna send us a new quest, and that person is basically right in the top, right there at the magnifying glass. So right outside that magnifying glass is basically a cave entrance. So I would recommend saving this town again, and of course bring enough potions because this quest is probably the hardest Eden quest up to this point. Okay, so right now I'm right outside of the cave, and this guy here is basically going to give you your quests. So basically, you do the exact same thing you've been doing for the previous Eden quest. So they'll give you a quest, and you just basically kill off whatever monster they ask you to kill. Now, I've just finished the quest, But I noticed from the quest, the person told me to go through the cave and exit the cave to talk to a different person. So I noticed this guy here. He just gave me a quest to pick up items. So apparently we're no longer fighting monsters, but instead we have to kill the monster and pick up their items. Okay, so I just died from these monsters, and they're really hard to deal with because most of these monsters have far range attacks, and you can't really dodge them because once they shoot out, and you're basically gonna get hit. So what I recommend is you either find someone in Geffen Town or Comodo Town, whichever town you can find a person to help you with this quest, because all you're doing is you're picking up items, so you don't actually need to kill. Okay, so I've just completed the quest, so I'm just gonna talk to him and head back to Eden to talk to the person that assigned the quest to us. Okay, I'm back. So you just talk to the guy and you head back to the room where you used to get your equipment, and this time you will be talking to a different person. So you'll be talking to the blacksmith this time, and the blacksmith is basically going to give you a set of equipment. So these equipments are actually a little bit more special than the ordinary Eden equipments because you can actually upgrade these equips by doing more Eden quests. So Eden isn't going to give you any more equipments, but instead they'll just give you new enhancements. So these equipments are actually a lot better than the ones you had before. Even the hat actually gives you more abilities now because you can take a look at it yourself. I'm just going to open it right here and tell you that all of these equipments are actually a lot better. So you can replace your old Eden equipments. And basically the guy below the blacksmith is going to help you enhance your equipment by doing more Eden quests. So in the future, you won't be getting more equips, but instead they'll just make it more powerful. So I'll be concluding the video right here. So what are we going to be doing in the next episode is I want to take you to a place where it's basically better for a soloist. But the monster there actually is from level 80 and above. So it's recommended that you get to at least level 65 first before heading there. But that place is also very famous because it has a lot of single monsters. So there's no mob like the Orc Dungeon. But there is a lot of single monsters that's roaming around, and if you kill one of them, it gives you a lot of EXP. So that's why it's better for soloer because you don't need to have AoE skills and you'll be getting a decent amount of experience. And another thing is, because I'm at level 70 now, so I'll also be showcasing how the party quest works in this game. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.